The weight of a whisper. You could say it all started with a smile. The kind that stretched a little too wide, revealing too much. It was a child's smile, innocent and bright. I had been a dental hygienist at the Cedar Grove Clinic, where I was supposed to help children feel safe. But that day, I let curiosity slip through my teeth like a loose root. "Did you know," I said, leaning in closer, "that teeth can whisper at night? They carry secrets from the dead." The child screamed, bolting from my chair. "Cursed freak!" my boss spat, eyes bulging with rage. I was fired on the spot, but it wasn't the loss of my job that stung the most. It was the laughter of my family, my parents, my brother, gathered in the waiting room, shaking their heads, their expressions twisted in disgust. "You'll disgrace the family," my father barked. "You're obsessed with nonsense." I left Cedar Grove behind, clenching my fists and swallowing the bile of rejection. I had been shunned, cast out into the wilderness of my own thoughts. But the darkness that had taken root in my mind began to bloom, its tendrils wrapping around my heart. I devoted myself to necrodontal lore analysis, the study of what teeth could reveal about the dead. To them, it was madness. To me, it was the only truth left. Years passed, and I plunged into the depths of my obsession. I traveled to forgotten towns, where the air was thick with the weight of whispered tales. And the specters of the past lingered like a fog. I became a conduit for the knowledge that others feared, mapping cursed territories, decoding the language of decay. My family's laughter echoed in my ears, a haunting melody of their derision. But I found solace in the shadows, in the remnants of people who had once lived, loved, and died. I learned to listen to the whispers, to translate the secrets they carried. And as I unearthed the hidden horrors of our world, I gained recognition, a chilling notoriety that whispered my name in hushed tones. Now, after years of isolation, I was returning home. I stood before the old house, a crumbling facade of my childhood, the paint peeling like the memories I had tried to bury. I could feel the weight of their disbelief pressing down on me. But I was no longer the fragile girl they mocked. I had become a warning, a testament to the darkness of human ignorance. As I stepped through the door, the air thickened with tension. My family sat in the living room, their eyes wide with surprise and a hint of unease. "You came back?" my mother said, her voice shaking. "We thought you'd lost your mind." "Lost? No," I smiled, a cruel twist of my lips. "I've found it, and much more." It wasn't long before they felt it too. The shift in the atmosphere, the way shadows danced along the walls, weaving stories of their own. They had no idea what I had unearthed, the truths that coiled around my heart like a serpent. Suddenly, a low, guttural sound echoed through the room, a whisper like the creaking of bones. My brother jumped to his feet, eyes darting around as if he could find the source of the sound. "What is that?" he stammered. But I just watched, a shiver of satisfaction creeping down my spine. "Remember when you laughed at me?" I asked, my voice barely above a whisper. "You called my work ridiculous, a disgrace, but the dead, they don't forget." The room plunged into darkness, the lights flickering like dying embers. I felt it, an energy swirling around us, the weight of the past pressing against their skin. My family's expressions shifted from skepticism to horror as spectral figures emerged from the shadows, their teeth glistening like daggers. "Teeth that whisper," I said, my heart racing with an intoxicating mix of fear and cower. "They carry curses, truths buried beneath layers of denial. And now you will bear witness." The whispers grew louder, a cacophony of voices intertwining. I could see the terror rising in my family's eyes as they faced the specters of those I had been studying. The figures floated closer, their mouths stretching into horrendous grins, revealing secrets that had long been hidden. "Please, stop!" my father shouted, his bravado crumbling like the old bones surrounding us. "We were wrong. We should have believed you." But words were empty. They could not undo the years of ridicule. The shadows swirled around them, a storm of anguish and regret. "You thought it was madness," I said, my voice steady. "But it was your ignorance that led you to this moment." As the whispers engulfed us, I felt the weight of their disbelief crushing down on them. They were drowning in the very horrors they had dismissed, and my heart raced with a primal satisfaction. The cost of their ignorance was finally laid bare, and they would not escape unscathed. In the end, they could only watch as the shadows wrapped around them, embracing them with the chilling truth of their denial. I stood in the doorway, a silent witness to their unraveling, the very embodiment of what they had once scorned. When the echoes of their screams faded into the night, I stepped back into the world, leaving behind the ruins of my family's beliefs. I had returned not just as a daughter, but as a harbinger of the truths that lay beneath the surface, truths that would haunt them long after I was gone. I had become a part of the darkness, and now it whispered my name.